Today's content is brought to you courtesy of the No Dip League and the Town Hall 9 community, which means these are Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 9 only. No higher level troops, no high level spells, no bowlers, and no electro dragons. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Joe, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Town Hall 9 Clan War Lalo series. So we got 5 different attacks that we're going to take a look at today and trying to gain a better understanding of the balloons and lava hounds and how they work. So we're going to start out on this very basic replay first. We have balloons, we have golems, we have Valkyries, and so if you are a ground user and you're trying to transition into the balloons, this is a really good starter army, but on the right basis. So we know that we got to get rid of air defenses, we got to deal with clan castle troops, we got to get rid of archer queens, and so by looking at this base first, doing a little bit of base analysis, you will notice that we have 2 air defenses placed really close together in 2 separate compartments. You also have 2 air sweepers, and you have a clan castle and an archer queen all placed together. So knowing that if we can use a couple of golems, maybe some heroes, some Valkyries, and some wizards, get into this location, clear out these buildings, we can open it up for our balloons and lava hounds on the back side of the base. So our entry point is going to be on the left side of your screen on the western side of the base, and we're going to start out with a golem to start tanking on this archer tower and some wizards to start clearing some of these buildings, do some funneling first. Next, our second golem is going to be placed, and in the process he is going to identify a hidden Tesla farm location with it, which is absolutely phenomenal. Getting rid of hidden Teslas, they don't do very good against balloons. I mean, when they're paired up like this, the balloons get kind of taken out kind of quick. So using the golem, Valkyries, and the wizards, we're going to clear this hidden Tesla farm location, and then we're going to send in a seeker wall breaker to search for baby bomb, and then drop the rest of our wall breakers to open up this compartment for our kill squad. So the kill squad troops are going to move through this location, deal with these hidden Teslas. The Valkyries are going to be dropped, then the Barbarian King and the Queen, and they're going to work their way into this location. Unfortunately, some Valkyries found a spring trap, but it is what it is. Jump spell is going to be placed, granting access to this first expo, which is going to be phenomenal. King, rage spell, there's going to be a golem that comes from that clan castle. They're going to have to deal with the golemites first, so the poison spell is going to be dropped, and then the King is going to jump down and deal with that expo, as well as battle it out with the Barbarian King. At the same time, Queen's dealing with air defenses. She's going to take out both air defenses and both air sweepers. King on king action. Queen's going to take this jump spell, and she's going to move down into that expo and deal with the enemy queen. So now we can start working into our Lalo portion, and we're going to start on the bottom side of the base, dealing with these first 2 wizard towers and this archer tower. And this first lava hound is going to target this first, or actually this third air defense, and the balloons are going to work their way into this mortar, and then we have a pair of balloons that are going to work their way into the wizard tower. The haste spell is going to be used to slingshot our balloons up into the wizard towers, get rid of them as quickly as possible, and our second lava hound is going to be pathed into this second, or actually this final air defense. So we have 2 more groups of balloons moving into this archer tower. They're going to take it out. Queen is in the core on a wall. Balloons are going to pair up together and move into these final point defenses over here in the corner, and then they're going to retarget and go into this expo. Now we have 1 haste spell remaining, but we have 2 wizard towers remaining up here in the core. So we got to allow the balloons some time to get up into that expo, and then they're going to work their way up into the wizard tower. And we have a balloon sneak in, but it's going to be taken out by the wizard tower. So we're going to drop that final haste spell to launch the balloons into those wizard towers, take them down as quickly as possible. And now all we have left is, looks like an archer tower, and it's going to fall very easily. On the back end, we got some pups from the lava hounds, as well as a minion or 2, and we have an archer working over there. Queen did survive the attack, so let's go ahead and speed it up for the cleanup portion of this attack. Looks like we got a goblin, an archer, and pups and lava hounds moving together, or lava pups and minions working together. Get into that town hall. Queen stuck on a wall as usual. That's pretty typical for her, but that is a great starter army for those of you looking to get into Lalo. And let's go ahead and get into our second attack. For our next replay, we have what's called the Suicide Lalo, and what that means exactly is that the heroes, the King and the Queen, are going to be used to take out an air defense and possibly the clan castle troops, more than likely the clan castle troops. But this does not apply to every single base. There's a lot of parameters that have to be met within the defensive placements, and we're going to look at that army first. We got 28 balloons, we got 3 lava hounds, and you have 6 haste spells. You also have a rage spell and a skeleton spell. So when we look at this base, you'll notice that we have an air sweeper that faces towards the north, and we have one that's facing towards the west. You also have air defenses that are placed on each corner of the base in their own compartments. We also notice notice that the clan castle is centrally located, and if we can find a compartment that we can bring our king and queen into, get rid of an air defense and take down the clan castle troops with little ease without having any problems with funneling, we should be fine. So our attacker is going to pick the western side on this compartment because there's not a lot of buildings that can be distractions for our heroes. So we're going to talk about the suicide Lalo first, or the suicide portion first, and then we're going to move into the Lalo portion next. So we're going to start out with a wizard on this mortar, and he's going to take out a few buildings here to ensure that our king and queen don't walk. And so the king's going to work on that exterior place town hall backed up by the queen, and you'll also notice to the immediate right of this queen there's only one army camp, so there's not a lot of buildings that can pull her away from the king's location. So the king's going to get caught up on a wall, and his ability is going to be used to open up this compartment. Queen is going to step down after dealing with that archer tower, take on a gold storage, and then the clan castle troops are going to be pulled and a poison spell is going to be dropped. So queen's going to step in, she's going to start working on some of these troops, and we got to wait for her to take down these troops before we can start working into the Lalo portion. She's going to use her ability, and she's going to take down the final wizards as well as those archers and a few additional buildings. So now that that is done, clan castle troops are gone and the first air defense is gone, we can start working into a counterclockwise motion on this base. Reminder that the air sweepers are facing towards the north and the west, so we don't want to come into the sweepers, we want to come in on the back side of those sweepers. So you'll also notice that the queen is located in the core of this base, but there's also a wizard tower and a bomb tower. So we can't drop the skeleton spell in this location just yet because these buildings will destroy skeletons once they're placed there. So we got to make sure that the queen is pulled out of her compartment. Knowing that balloons are a defensive seeker, they will target this archer tower, and so once they get into that location, the queen, also providing coverage over that archer tower, will step out of her compartment and down into this compartment where the expo is located. So that's how we're going to deal with the queen, pull her away from that wizard tower, drop the skeleton spell on her as well as the splash damage from the balloons, and kill her off. So we got one lava hound moving down towards this first air defense, and a second one dropped, and we got 3 different groups of balloons, about 4 to 5 balloons moving into this archer tower, and this group is going to move into this air defense. So once they get in on their targets, the queen's going to be pulled away from the platform, and you'll notice that the skeleton spell was dropped as well as a rage spell, and at the same time there happened to be a hidden Tesla there, so the balloons are going to basically pummel her and kill her off very easily. Then they're going to move up into that wizard tower. So at the same time, there was 3 different groups of balloons moving in on this wizard tower, this archer tower, and this mortar, but we're prepping for our lava hounds to move across the base over into this third air defense. So our balloons are going to hit a first haste spell. The haste spells are going to slingshot our balloons up into the hidden Tesla as well as a wizard tower, and our third lava hound was dropped in this location to basically pick up any traps and grant entry for these balloons to move into this archer tower. And at this point, you'll notice that our air sweeper did retarget and is facing down towards the western side, and now it's going to start hindering our balloons a little bit. So that's where our 4 haste spells are going to come into play, but let's not forget the minions are going to be dropped on the backside to do a little bit of cleanup back behind our balloons. So our balloons are going to work their way up towards the expo's location. Another group of balloons are going to be dropped to move into that wizard tower as well as this archer tower, and another group of balloons are going to come in to be sneaking in on this mortar and move in on that final air defense, as well as a balloon to sneak in and deal with that final wizard tower since it's distracted on another group of balloons. Haste spells are going to be used to push our balloons up into those defenses, and now we have a lava hound and it looks like 2 different troll Teslas. So balloon parade for days. We got that one last lava hound moving down. It's going to go down there and scout for our balloons and tank to destroy that final hidden Tesla. It's going to pop as well, and now the balloons are going to finish it off. We got pups and minions in the core finishing up for some back end cleanup, and just an absolutely beautiful attack. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense for you guys, and we're going to take a look at the army first and then move into our next attack. Okay, so that last replay was a lot. It's a lot to interpret. It's a lot going on. We're going to try to simplify things a little bit with this replay. We got 7 skeleton spells, a lightning spell, and a earthquake spell in this army, and there's a reason behind it. So when we look at this base, basing it off the previous replay, we know that we need to get rid of the clan castle troops, try to get rid of some air defenses. You'll notice that these are all placed in the core, and then also we know that the air sweepers are a hindrance. So we got one facing the west, one facing the south. Also, we know that the wizard towers are a danger for the balloons, so they are all placed down here in the bottom side of the base, as well as both expos. But there's something about the queen's location that really stands out to you. She's up there by herself, and there's no wizard tower coverage, but we also have a bomb tower. This is going to get fun. Watch this. So we got a lightning spell, and we have an earthquake spell. It's going to be dropped on that bomb tower. Take it out. No problem. Bye-bye bomb tower. So now we don't have any splash damage coverage. So you're going to see skeleton spells dropped on the queen's location, kill the queen off, as well as the archer tower, or start working on the archer tower. But that's not really what really stands out. If you can get rid of the queen, why not get rid of the clan castle as well? So we got a clan castle in the core. We have 2 air defenses. So let's drop the rest of our skeleton spells to deal with the clan castle. Skeletons don't pull clan castle troops anyways. Not a big deal. Once the clan castle falls, the troops are no longer there. Outstanding, right? This is phenomenal. I love it. So you get the king and the queen dropped on the opposite side, and the target here is the air defense. So now we're going to start working into the Lalo portion. You got this lava hound's going to target this air defense, and we're going to see, looks like 3 different groups of balloons to target defenses here in the archer tower and the 2 cannons. And then the king and queen are working. King's ability is going to be used. He's going to take down a few of those hidden Teslas over there. Queen's battling it out with the cannon, and then she's working on an archer tower. And we have balloons and lava hounds moving in on some remaining hidden Teslas, as well as the wizard towers. So that queen's ability is going to be used. She's going to eliminate 2 of the wizard towers, and then you're going to see the rest of your balloons come up from the bottom side of the base and take on the point defenses, as well as the remaining wizard towers and the expos. So that group of balloons that came in the top side of the base, they did come around, take down that cannon that was over there, and now they're going to come in on the back side of the sweeper. The only issue here is that the lava hounds didn't pop. There just wasn't enough defenses to pop the lava hounds. So we're going to go ahead and speed it up and see what happens. They're going to take down the final sweepers. We have some balloons remaining in the army. They're going to come in for some cleanup since all the defenses are gone, and we have a few minions. And yeah, just absolutely beautiful, awesome attack, but it's very base dependent, something that you really need to pay attention to. And if you see something like that, you can use this army for yourself. Just keep that in mind. Let's get into our next replay, guys. All right, so now based on that last replay, we know that each attack is different, each base is different, and there's a different army for just about everything. So you got to be able to understand certain things about your army or the army that you're using. And so this replay, we do have the Queen Charge Lalo, but we also have it with a little bit of a twist based on that skeleton situation that we watched in the last replay. So one of the biggest things that you need to know is how to Queen Charge first. So if you don't know how to Queen Charge, you definitely need to learn how to do that, or Queen Walk. You need to learn that first before you start taking on both Queen Walking and Lalo. So we're going to start out up in the top side of the base, and there's a reason behind that. We have a couple of wizard towers up here, and we're going to try to get rid of that queen as well as a expo and an air sweeper. So based on the previous replays, we have air defenses coming across the base. We got a sweeper facing towards the north and one facing towards the south, and so we're going to allow that queen to work. We used a wizard to do a little bit of clearing, and the queen takes care of both of those wizard towers. So now that we know that the wizard towers are gone, we know that we should be able to get this queen up, or this queen right here, up into this location where the expo is at. So check this out. This is actually really cool. So you're going to see the queen continue to work, and she's going to step down, deal with this elixir collector, take on a few buildings over there, and she's working her way down towards the king's location, the town hall, and these air defenses. But you're going to see a raid spell dropped and all of those skeleton spells placed, and they're going to take out the air sweeper, the expo, and the enemy queen with ease. Since there was no coverage from wizard towers or a bomb tower, just bye-bye, they're all gone. That was actually really cool. I love it. So the queen is able to continue to work uninhibited. There's no expo there, no sweeper dealing with that anymore, and the king is going to work, and he's going to assist with funneling the queen into this location. So we got a raid spell placed, right? And the raid spell is going to boost the power of our wall breakers, open up this compartment, and the target here is these air defenses and the clan castle troops. So the compartment is going to get opened by those wall breakers. The queen's going to take out one air defense, but there's a few buildings here that's going to pull her away from this second air defense. So our attacker is going to start working on the Lalo portion instead once the clan castle troops are dealt with. So that first lava hound is going to target this air defense, and we have 2 different groups of balloons to move into this cannon, and then they're going to path down into this air defense, and we also have another group of balloons to work into this air defense, and a group of balloons to move into this mortar and this archer tower. Wow, that's a lot, right? So the balloons are going to work into that location. I'm going to back it up with some of those minions for some back end cleanup, and the lava hounds are going to start popping due to the Expo's power. We have one haste spell remaining, so we're going to save them to merge our balloons into that bomb tower, down into that final Expo, take down that air sweeper. We got a queen dealing with some hidden Teslas down there by the town hall, but she's going to finish up and take out a hidden Tesla and die due to a cannon, but it's fine. We got a large pack of balloons that are going to move into these final wizard towers. They're being followed up, or actually assisted, by a lava hound. Looks like a lava hound. And unfortunately, our balloons are getting taken out. This is where you can see that the wizard towers are extremely powerful versus those balloons, if you're not aware of that. And the lava hound's going to tank and lead the way into that final wizard tower. The wizard tower is going to pop the lava hound, and lava pups are going to start clearing the buildings around it. Balloons are going to die by taking down the wizard tower. So either way, phenomenal, outstanding attack regardless. I just wanted to show you that because that's a really good method of dealing with an Expo and an archer queen. For our final replay, we have a queen charge Lalo. One of the things about queen charge is that it's a separate entity of its own. It's its own strategy. If you don't know how to do it, it's probably not the best option for you until you learn how to do that. So we're going to go ahead and focus on a queen charge, and the point of the queen charge is normally to get in there and take down the clan castle troops and possibly the queen if you can reach it. But in this situation, we don't necessarily have that option. We do have wizard towers across the top of the base. That's something to point out for you, as well as the air defenses sprinkled across the bottom side of the base, separate compartments for the Expos. But the queen is working and she's clearing out multiple defenses. We got some wizards working on some buildings over here to funnel the queen inside the base. We also have a king that's working on some buildings over here by the town hall, and he's having to deal with the enemy king. You'll notice that that rage spell was dropped and some wall breakers were used to open up the compartment for our queen, and we are able to pull the clan castle troops out, which happen to be a baby dragon and a standard dragon, and a poison spell dropped on that. So the king will die, and some skeletons from a skeleton trap are going to come at the queen and tie her up for a moment. Not that big of a deal. She's going to work her way down into this first Expo and take it out, and now you're going to see the Lalo portion come. So you got one lava hound on our first air defense right there, and we have our second lava hound moving in on the second air defense right there. Looks like we got two different groups of balloons moving in behind those lava hounds, taking on multiple defenses, or going to take on multiple defenses, as well as a third group of balloons to take on this cannon. So you'll also notice that we had a poison spell drop for that queen's location, and because that queen was very close to the defenses, she will die by the balloon splash damage. She did step into the compartment on a defense, or into a defense, and gets basically queen popped and taken out by the balloons. So our balloons are going to path up into the air defense, and we have a third lava hound coming in on this air defense and a group of balloons moving over there. But we have this group of balloons moving into our second to last air defense, and they've hit a rage, and they're going to move down through some defenses. You know, a little bit of wonky pathing going on here, but we still have a queen going on the top of the base, so that's not that big of a deal. Balloons are going to finally merge in on that final Expo, move up into what looks to be two different air defenses and a final hidden Tesla. Just an absolutely beautiful attack by Pride here. Just outstanding attacks overall. There were so many different Lalo attacks in this war that I really had a hard time picking one over the other. It's just, there's so many of them. It's a very popular strategy, and it's definitely something that you should learn how to use. But yeah. If you enjoyed the content today, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and if you need any additional video support, click one of those links over there. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.